Hey, Matt 143. Hope you guys are doing good today. Today I thought I would discuss a problem from chapter 6b on page number 16 on page 395. Okay, this is of course a statistics problem, and as always, I know you may be getting tired of seeing this, but we always start off the same way, which is of course we read the problem. We write the problem out, we set it up, we do our units, we find our answer, okay? At any rate, reading the problem, you'll find that this is a statistics problem, okay? And so it gave you the sales tax for several different places in the east and in the coast west. Okay, so I read it, and now it's time to write it out. And here you can see how I've actually written it out. It's important to write out this number set, and here I actually wrote out the number set in order. Okay, and the first thing you'll notice is I want to define a term known as n, and n would be the number of entries. Since there are 6 entries here, there will be 6, n is equal to 6. Okay, the next thing it asks you to do is to find the median. Now the median of course means middle basically, and you would go to the middle number, but since this is an even number set, the middle is this comma, isn't it? Well, at any rate, we go in between, we take the average of 6.25 and 6.8, okay, which are the middle two numbers, and we average those, and we'll come up with the median. I have come up with a median of 6.525. All right. Now from here on out, it starts getting a little bit more tricky with some of the definitions. The definitions may not be as normal to you. At any rate, X bar. You see here, I'm going to call this X bar, okay, and that's going to be the mean. This is, of course, what your book calls it as well. Now, this is not the way your book does it, but this is the way I'm going to do it. Okay, you see this capital sigma? That means sum. I is going to be 1 to how many variables did you have? Oh, we had 6 variables, didn't you? X1 would be the first one. This 0 would be X1. This would be X2. 6 would be X2. 6.25 would be X3. X4. All right. Etc. Etc. Okay. And then, of course, we know n is equal to 6. Now, that's just a fancy way of saying, dude, just take the average. Okay. And so that's what I did here. Okay. Here's my formula. This was how many data points we have right here, n, okay, and this is your data point here. This is just a name of your data point here, xi is, okay. So the first one is 0, like we talked about, 6, 6.25, 6.8, and you notice that I just added each one of these. That's a sum. That's what that sigma means. Okay, now when I did all that, I came up with a number of 5.756 for X bar. Okay, and so that means the mean is 5.756. Now, if you'll look at how I've written this out for myself, okay, notice that I must think X bar is the most important thing because it's what I put on top. It was the first thing I listed, even though it was not the first thing on the question. But as I was reading the question, I just realized that this was going to go there. Okay, so now we have that for our mean. We have our median was 7.5. Wasn't it? Oh, I'm looking at the wrong sheet. I'm sorry. I was looking. The mean was 6.5, wasn't it? Okay, and let's see. Okay, now we're ready to start talking about. They ask you to give the 5 numbers or a 5 box. I don't know, whatever a 5 item, a 5 number thing. All right, and so that's what I wanted to address now. The first 2 are quite easy to come up with or to think about, and of course that is simply what are the low and the high values for I had notes around here somewhere. What was the low value? And I guess I'm just going to do it this way. But the low value clearly for this first set was the lowest value is 0. So we'll just say that the low value here is 0. We can also go ahead and take care of the high value. The high value was this one, 8.49. That's what makes it nice to put them in order. All right, let's see, where else are we going? Okay, now it's time to talk about the quartiles, and the quartiles are, what in the world did I do with that piece of paper? Oh, here it is. Okay, so here, I'm sorry, this fell to the floor. Okay. All right. Okay, so our low was 0 and our high was 8 point something. Where'd it go? Oh, I covered up my sheet. 8.49. Okay. Now, to find the lower quartile, what you do is you find the median of the lower half. Since our median was at 6.5, which is right here, our median is, what I did was find, well, okay, this 6 is actually the median number, and so that's why I said that the lower quartile was 6. Okay. Now the higher quartile will go over here and we do the same thing. Here's the median, and then this one would be the median of the high. So this is the high quartile there. All right, and at any rate, that's how we got the high quartile of 7. All right, now I had to look up the quartiles because I wasn't very familiar with those terms. Okay, but at any rate, the next few I was quite familiar with. Now, of course, to make a box chart, I really think you should probably be doing Excel, and you should look at the directions I gave on how to use Excel to do the box chart. But here's just my hand-drawn box chart. I got a 0 over here. Oh, I forgot to put a box for 0, didn't I? Anyway, there's its box now. At any rate, and then you just put boxes where all your scores are. There's my boxes, or my box drawing. Okay, at any rate, let's come in here and fill in this. We had 0, we have 8.49. Oh no, our quartiles were 6 and 7, I think. I don't remember what we just said. At any rate, whatever. This one, sigma, the uncertainty. This one is really the meat and potatoes of this exercise. Okay, and this one is, of course, quite difficult. Now, I want to show you how I have it written out, okay, and how I think of it for myself. Whoa. All right, and so here, let's take a look at the formula I like to think of. Okay, and here we have sigma. Okay, that's just sigma. All right, it's Greek letter sigma. It's also the same sigma. This one's a lowercase. You heard me call this epsilon, I believe, or I'm sorry, this summation sign here is also a sigma. This one's capitalized and this one's lowercase. They're both Greek. All right. At any rate, we're going to do a sum this time from the first data point to the last. That's all that means. This part is the interesting part because all you're going to do is take your particular data point, like x1 is 0. You go 0 minus the average. Okay, and the average was, of course, where did it go? There it is, 5.65. That's why I always write this stuff out. Okay, at any rate, so you go 0 minus 5.65. You square that. Why do you square it? Gets rid of negatives. No negatives that way, because we want this as a reflection of how much the mean varies from the mean. Does it vary a lot or does it not vary a lot? Okay, well, that's what this is about. On the bottom, you notice it's n minus 1. Now, when I was thinking about this as far as calculator problem, you could see me do this. If I wanted to type it out as in one fell swoop, and I probably don't, all right, but I would actually have to start with a triple parentheses, 1, 2, 3 parentheses, and then go 0 minus 5.756 squared, close parentheses, plus open parentheses, because every time I do this, I'm going to want to open one. Okay, the number minus the average plus, oh, and you can see I keep doing it. Oh, I got tired of doing it or writing it out, didn't I? But that's fine. After I did all that, I closed my parenthesis. This is important. And then I just divided by 5 because, of course, I know 6 minus 1 is 5, right? And then I end up closing again. All those parentheses are important, okay? And this is what I have this way. This is the way I do it myself, okay? Which is I'll go this one, 0 minus, I won't do all that triple parentheses. I'll just start with the sum, 0 minus the squared, and then do the next one squared, blah, 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 blah. That's when I'll hit the find the answer, hit equals, okay, hit that. And then I'll go divide by 5. I'll hit equals again. And then last but not least, I'll go find the square root of the answer. And I think that's the easiest way. But at any rate, that's how we come up with 2.95 for our uncertainty. All right. All right, now that means that this x bar is 5.65 plus or minus 2.95. That's actually a tremendous amount of uncertainty, and I was kind of surprised that it would be so high, but who knows, is a weird data set. Okay, you do the range over 4 is your thumb. Rule of thumb. I had to look that up too. I wasn't familiar with that. In physics, we have to come up with that sigma, and so we don't do no rule of thumb things. But since we just divided our range by 4, we came up with our thumb of 2.1. All right. And now it's time to do the whole west, and geez, man, it took me 10 minutes to get through the east or whatever, right? So I'm not going to bother with that. All I'm going to do is write the answers down. I hope that these are correct, and I hope that you can look them up, or that you'll look them up as well. At any rate, here we go for the west, though. It's x bar. I found its x bar was 5.6. Oops, I've been doing this all wrong. Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, the east was 5.75, and the west was 5.65. Okay, and you can see how this makes a pretty easy thing to compare right off the bat. Its low was 0 as well. Its low quartile was 4.26. Its median was 7.5. Its high was 8.92, and its upper quartile Okay, so I don't know why it cut off, but it did. It was getting long. It did come down to, the other thing that I think we want to talk about is there's an uncertainty of 3.8. For the out west data set. Now, I look at the uncertainty. One is 2.95 and one is 3.8, and that means that there was a lot more variation in the taxes out west, and I think that the data sets, if you look at them, you'll see that that's probably true. At any rate, so that's my summary. I hope you guys good luck on this problem, and we hope to talk to you soon. Bye.